So I put out a poll for what should my next video be for today. It was between Celestial Goon video and Spider-Man vs. Green Goblin, the beef from Ultimate's Marvel Comics. By a pretty wide margin, the beef won. So we're doing that first today. If you guys are a fan of the beef series and love dope comic storylines and rivalries, make sure to run the likes up and subscribe for content like this in the future, as well as if you want to see your favorite content on this channel or my second channel, Coffee Shop Comics, hit me up on Discord to talk about getting videos, as well as join my server. We're over 650 deep now, and it's growing larger by the day. But anyways, getting back to this, like I said, this is not 616. This is Ultimates, and in my opinion, it's one of my favorite Spider-Man stories ever, period. And I'm excited to cover this beef. So, first of all, if you don't know what Ultimates is, it is an alternative to 616. There's some differences, but some similarities. One of the similarities, Green Goblin fucking hates Spider-Man. The beef is real, right? And we're going to start this beef off really with kind of outlining the climax to the beef, because that's the major part to it, and the story part we're going to talk about today. And at the start, we see Green Goblin and several other villains locked up in S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters, right? And he's going back and forth with Carol Danvers, right? And she's talking crazy. He's talking spicy back, and he's eventually like, you know what, bitch? I don't even have to stay here if I don't want to. And he starts transforming into a massive, monster-like being, of course, resembling a massive goblin, and using his pyrokinetic abilities as well as his super strength, he breaks out of his container, as well as freeing the other villains, who, of course, are like, yo, let's just dip out of here before shit gets real, because, of course, Code Red's called. He's like, hell yeah, let's break out. So they all dip out. It's several of Spider-Man's rogues, right? Including the likes of Vulture, Kraven, Doc Ock, Electro, all of them, right? Sinister Six type vibes. They escape, and eventually first of all, something about Goblin that makes him crazy in this beef is he has like this developed God complex, where he believes he does the work of God. He's basically becoming a god, and God wants him to do shit and send him messages, right? Like, so it gets pretty intense on the psychotic side for the likes of Goblin in this story. And he basically tells everyone, he's like, look, I've hated Spider-Man for so fucking long. I got the location on him. We're going to get the drop on the boy. Like, we're just going to handle that. And Doc Ock is like, yo, you're kind of tripping. That's a kid. Don't really need to beef with him. Let's just break out and go get our money, right? Like, do our thing and just vibe out. And he's like, yo, you're not going to disrespect. So they go back and forth, and we'll resume this later. But let's go over to Peter Parker and talk about what he's doing. So it's controversial whether or not he's Avengers worthy or superhero team worthy, because he fights like a kid, right? According to Captain America, he doesn't fight like a soldier with a lot on a line, right? So Cap's like, yo, Spider-Man, I'm going to take you on a tour, and I'm going to teach you how to be a proper soldier so that you're truly useful to the team. Spider-Man's like, all right, whatever, bitch. You're kind of hating, but I'll go with it. So they start tagging along and hanging out, right? Eventually, Captain America gets a call. With receiving the call that Fury's like hit team's gone rogue, Cap has to go bust a move, right? He's got to go downtown, handle this shit. Of course, he doesn't want Spider-Man to follow him, but Spider-Man's following him anyway. And he's like, yo, be honest, Cap, like, what can you do to stop me from following you? Like, let's keep it a band. Like, don't be dumb. So he's right away gonna be able to go after him. So he does anyway. Cap's like, you know what? Fuck it. You can follow. Spider-Man does. And eventually, Spider-Man, when he catches up to Cap and everything that's going on, he sees Cap. First of all, sticky situation has Nick Fury down on the ground, right? Like, has him dead to rights. But Spider-Man sees Punisher getting ready to take the shot. And he's like, fuck, I can't let Punisher shoot Captain America. He doesn't know. And so Spider-Man goes to web Punisher and misses. So he's forced to sling down. And he saves Captain America, pushing him out of the way. But the problem is, Spider-Man gets shot and wakes up in a pool of blood and is like, fuck, this is really bad. I should probably see a hospital. But I don't have time right now. So he webs up his bullet wound. And at this point, he has the news, right? That the Sinister Six, essentially, as well as Green Goblin, they're out. And they're looking for him. They have his information. There's no doubt what the goal is. And we're going to pan back over to Goblin's situation. He was going back and forth with Doc Ock, right? And Doc Ock's like, look, I'm not going to beef with the kid. I'm not going to go pull up on him because we have his info and kill him. That's fucking dumb. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm just going to dip. Take my L's and dip. They literally get into a physical altercation. It escalates with them all out fighting. And eventually, we see Green Goblin transform into his massive goblin form and kill Doc Ock. That's right. Green Goblin actually murders Doc Ock because he was tripping and wasn't gang anymore. You could say what you want about this Green Goblin. He's fucking crazy and he's about that gang shit. You try to leave the gang, you're in trouble. So he straight up kills Doc Ock, who could not hold off the combination of the superpowered strength, size, and pyrokinetic ability. So, at this point, the rest of the groups are like, alright, we're gonna go pull up with you, and we'll catch this body. It's all good, let's do it. So now, they're dead set on pulling up on Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, and catching the body. At this point, we're gonna pan over back to Spider-Man. Right? What's he doing in this beef right now? He's going along trying to, first of all, maintain himself because he had to web up a bullet wound and doesn't have time to rest or go heal it. He's actually going to have to fight, so that's fucked. And he has the problem with Mary Jane and the likes of Gwen being at the crib, right? He calls him, he's like, yo, y'all got to understand. The bad guys literally have my address, know who I am. I need y'all to pack your shit. Let's go. And he tells him, he's like, yo, Claps, get your shit. Let's go. They get everything and they roll out and he doesn't go with them. He's like, just get as far away as possible, but I gotta stay here and handle this shit. Now, here's the thing. At this point in Ultimates, Bobby Drake and Johnny Storm, aka Iceman and Human Torch, they actually are staying out with Peter, right? And they're like, yeah, we see they're going to try to roll deep on you. Let's get into it, right? So they've agreed to pull up with him and help him out. Because he's like, look, dog, I'm not at 100%. This is kind of fucked, but we got to brawl. This is true bloody beef. Because, of course, Goblin blames Peter and Spider-Man in part for the way he is. And, like, his son dying and losing his son. All that. He is crazy, doesn't properly blame himself, and blames everyone else except him. It's fucked. So, he's on this jihad to kill Spider-Man. This is true Spider-Man beef. Smash the like button if you appreciate a true Spider-Man beef. And Spider-Man tells everyone, he's like, yo, real shit. All the Ultimates are coming. Like, the cops are here. Y'all don't want no smoke. Like, you guys should just surrender before I fuck y'all up. Craven looks at him and goes, yo, fellas, he's bluffing. Look how fucked up this kid is. Like, there's no way he really, really is going to make us believe this is legitimate. So he's like, fuck, he's got to brawl. Human Torch, Ice, and Iceman do pull up. And they pull up on Goblin and whatnot. But the Sinister Six are enough to take down Iceman and Human Torch throughout the fight. They're just, I mean, obviously 616, I'd expect a lot more from the two, but they kind of job here. I ain't even going to hold y'all. F in the live chat for Human Torch and Iceman and Ultimates. They were fucking jobbing at this point. And Spider-Man's going back and forth. Eventually, he gets into a 1v1 with Goblin. It's not looking too good for him as Goblin's like, yo, God has sent me here to fuck you up. And Spider-Man's like, yo, it's not my fault. You're a shitty father. They're going back and forth. It's brutal. Because at this point, Spider-Man, like, he knows this is truly life or death. And at one point, we see like Aunt May and them get calls like, yo, I think your boy Peter Parker is Spider-Man because he's out here fighting the Sinister Six, a bunch of bad guys, and I think they're killing him. And you see Spider-Man getting dragged, and then he gets into the 1v1. Eventually, this gets more serious and serious as, like I said, it devolves into a 1v1 with Spider-Man basically being on low health. And even Mary Jane at one point smashes a truck into the Goblin. And Spider-Man gets her out of there. And he's like, yo, that was fucking clutch, saving me right there. But you gotta get away. Because this man, he's beyond the normal bad guy shit. This is truly gonna be only one of us is walking away. So she gets out of there. He goes back to the 1v1. And he kind of looks at Goblin. And he's like, yo, is this really it? Like, this is what it comes down to? And Goblin's like, I'm sent here from God to kill you. I'm going to kill everyone you love. Fuck you, Peter Parker. It's real, right? So Peter comes forward. They start brawling. This shit is getting violent. Peter Parker at this point's already been injured. He's been hit by like grenades from vultures, been thrown around from the others. It's just bad. But eventually, he gets Goblin down. He's smashing objects on top of him. And eventually he puts him down despite being so low on health. It did took all he had in him though. And as he was laying on the ground with people surrounding him desperately trying to help him stay alive, and Aunt May came to him telling people to get him help, medic, make sure he's okay. He said, it's alright. You don't understand, Aunt May. And by the way, this is by far the realest Spider-Man moment I've ever seen. He looked at her and said, everything's good, Aunt May. You see, I couldn't save him. And he started crying. He was like, I couldn't save Uncle Ben, but I saved you. And that's when Spider-Man died. He died fading his op, fading his most hated villain in order to save his people, clutched the W, and died doing so. One of the most beautiful endings and beautifully scripted endings to a beef ever. You could argue both lost because both got put down, but this was a powerful moment in comics, and to me, in my opinion, was one of the realest beefs, as it really was life or death, was Goblin just taking it too far. Anyways, what do you guys think of this story? Did you guys enjoy this? Let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and join my Discord server. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Been your boy Jobbers and Goons, and I will see y'all later. Peace.